So, hi everyone, thank you so much for tuning in and welcome back once again. And guess what? I'm so back. I'm finally back after going through some stuff that are actually beyond my control. But I'm so grateful to be back today. So, I think there's still echo here. There's still echo, right? The idea, the motive for sharing, for making this video like this is people that have lost somebody, just to know what somebody, what the mourning process feels like when you lost a mother. Because it's not the first time I'm losing a loved one. I lost my father before, and it's totally different from losing a mother. So that's why I'm just like, I'm gonna share this. I'm gonna make this video to be able to tell you guys, should you find yourself in the same situation, what is expected. And yeah, I understand most of you know what have been happening because I've been sharing a few clips here and there, and I did some voiceover videos, so you actually know what I have been going through. Yes, it was in May, somewhere around the 9th, is it the 9th? Yeah, where I've been informed that my mother is not feeling well. And I thought it's just a normal, like she's just feeling well and she's just gonna get back to herself again, because I've been speaking to her. I'm used to calling her like almost every day, or we'll speak sometimes twice a day. So my mother's calls just became so yeah, few months. She's no more calling as constantly, because I thought, she mostly used to call me, then I will call her. Yeah, so around the 9th there, around the 9th there, she's not feeling well. I was informed, and then I was like, no, it's fine, she'll be back to normal. But already before the 9th of May, we have been planning a trip to go and visit her in Atavi, and it was scheduled to be on the end of May. So we are quite a lot, family members. We are allowed to go visit her, and just because she just recently celebrated her birthday, so we thought we are going to see her and we can just make like a braai or something, because my mother likes that thing of gatherings and so on. It's just the idea that got to my mind, and I thought, let me bring it up to my siblings and the rest of the family, and we are going to travel to go see her. All right. So on the 10th of May, her condition was not getting better. She was ill to the point where she said she's not going to work because she's not feeling well. And then 11th of May, yeah, on the 11th, if I'm not mistaken, on the 11th she went to the clinic in Otavi, and then on the very same day, if I'm not mistaken, but I know it was Saturday of the week, she was sent to the state hospital of Oshiwarongo on the same day, to go for better medical care, and also to be attended to by better professionals than the ones in that clinic. So she was sent to Oshiwarongo. That was on Saturday, right? And then on Sunday, which was the 12th, if I'm not mistaken, 12th. Yes, on the 12th, on Sunday, I decided no, I'll go to my mother. No, I actually decided on the 11th, on Saturday evening, that no, I think tomorrow I'll just travel to go to my mother, just to go see her in the hospital. Because when I was informed that she was transferred to Oshiwarongo State Hospital, I was like, no, I'm going to see her, and then I'll just make arrangements on when to be back, like maybe just to go that Saturday and then I'm back by Tuesday there or something like that. So on Sunday morning I decided no, I want to travel to go see my mother, but I first want to go to church, just to go pray, and then I come back after church. I'll be traveling because for me it's not that far. So Sunday morning I went to church. Fortunately our church doesn't stay longer, so it's like 2 hours, and then at 11 church was out, and then I decided, okay, I'm going to travel to Oshiwarongo to go see my mom, just to go assist her here and there, because yeah, it's much better when somebody is being taken in the care of their loved ones than just the nurses, because they also have so many people to look after. So I traveled on Sunday, and then I arrived around 6. And 6 o'clock is usually the visiting time, the normal visiting time, or visiting hour. Yeah, from 6 to 7, that's visiting time. So somebody called me, and I was surprised because I thought my mother was just by herself. So somebody called me, and also somebody that we know, she called me and said, no, I was sent to go to the hospital, so I'll be going to visit your mom at 6 o'clock. And I was like, oh, okay, then that's fine. I'm also traveling. I'm now a few kilometers to Oshuarongo, and then once I get there, I'll be with you. Then we can do what we can do. So I arrived shortly after 6, and then we went to see her. But the sad part of that is that she could not remember me. She couldn't remember me. She was like, she doesn't have a girl child. She only has sons, and she had no idea of who I am. That was on a Sunday, right? Yes. So yeah, I saw it was a bit sad, but you don't understand that time that somebody is very sick, ne? I was just like, no, why is she disowning me? That's how I was feeling like. But yeah. So that's Sunday, so I went to bed, and then on Monday mornings, I think 6 o'clock visiting time. But for some reason I was really exhausted, so I thought, no, I'll only be going to the hospital around 9. So I came to the hospital at 9, and then I saw her. She was fine. I fed her actually, because at that time her condition is not good. Knowing that my mother, that she doesn't even like eating, so I decided, okay, let me start spoon feeding her. That Monday I actually fed her butternut. No, so I was spoon feeding her, and she's like, no, it's enough. And I'm like, no, Meme, just continue eating so you can be strong. Okay, so that was on a Monday morning. She ate, she had some drinks, and then I asked her what I should get for her, and she was like, yeah, you must get for me this. Maybe I only want juice. So I went to the shops, and then I bought some items for her. And we also realized that now, me and the other lady that went to visit her realized that no, we forgot to, maybe we need to buy a basin, né? Because there's only a shower in the hospital, and that tiny basin, but it's no like a bali man, if you understand. So I went to buy some of those stuff, and then only came back to the hospital again at 11. So, but then those nurses at that hospital, they were very, very good. So we did speak to the nurses. They allowed us in. Went to feed her again that time at 11. She was okay. That was on Monday. And then Monday she was suddenly very well, like very, very well. So, and then I decided, okay, I'm coming back again at 3 to come visit, because that's her visiting, that's our visiting time. So 3 o'clock I came back, my mother was fine. So I told her, since she had some dirty clothing, I told her, no, I'm going to travel to Otavi, where my little sister is, or where she lived, and then I'm going to do laundry, and then I'll come back the next day. I'm going to overnight in Otavi, and I'll come back the next day. That's a Tuesday. So we agreed with my mother, and then I spoke to the other lady, the one who was visiting with me, and that no, I'll be traveling to Otavi at 3. Is it okay if you can just come back alone at 6 to come see her? She was like, no problem, I'll come back at 6 to come see her. 6 o'clock she came by, and then I traveled, né? So I traveled, and then I came back. I traveled back again from Otavi. Believe me, from Otavi to Oshorango, there's 120 kilometers. So I traveled from Otavi on that Monday. No, on Tuesday to Oshorango. Tuesday, my mother was fine. I got there, I think, around 12. She was fine. We spoke, everything. But now, to my surprise, that very same Tuesday, she started telling me that, no, you must go pick up the stuff that are at your grandmother's house, and you must take them over. No, she said, go pick up the stuff that are at my house there at the village, and you must take it to your grandmother's. Like trying to put things in order, man, like ordering me to do this and do this and do this, as if she's going away. But I did not realize that. That was on Tuesday. Yeah, and then I just said, okay, that's fine. And then on that was at visiting time, I don't know, yeah, around 12. So I came back at 3, because that's another visiting time. So I came back at 3, we saw her, but now at 3 I came with a friend of mine, né? Now we had to remember, her condition was getting, that Tuesday it was very, very well, like somebody that's like busy getting better. So I even told the nurses that no, I think I'm gonna go back I'm gonna go back that Tuesday. No, I told them I'm going back on Wednesday. to swap up back to work, because I spoke to my boss that I'm only gonna take like 2 or 3 days and then I'll be back at work. So the nurses told me, no, you cannot go back tomorrow. Rather prolong your stay a bit, and then you just wait, because no, that was actually the social worker telling me, because I went to see your mother, but she's not in a situation to be like she won't hear me if I speak to her. So just prolong your stay a bit, and then you can go back maybe after 2 days on Tuesday. Okay. So, and then that whole Tuesday, she's fine. Even in the evening, she was fine. We spoke nice, and then she started saying that, no, you guys should start. She said, you guys, you should start praying for me. And then she also said, you must take care of one another. Like, she was like, unonane kuinina thaneni. And then she said so many things that I'm not able to mention now. But then I didn't even know where the situation was heading to. I thought it's just a normal conversation between mother and daughter. Okay, so Wednesday, on the 15th, Wednesday in the morning, I came to see her. My mother was fine. She asked me to call my brother. She wanted to speak to my brother. She wanted to speak to my cousin and my little sister. And then I think that Wednesday I called them. Then she spoke to them, I think. And then I came back again later in the afternoon to visit, and she said, you must continue praying for me. And then I said, okay, we are going to say a prayer right now. And I prayed with her, because remember when I go back home, what I do, I just pray. So I said a prayer, and then I prayed with her. So yeah. And then when I came back at 3 o'clock for visiting on Wednesday, my mother's condition it was getting very bad. It was not good. It was critical. It was getting critical. So that Wednesday at 3 o'clock, she starts fighting. If those that are maybe medically wise, they'll know what it means. Like when somebody is fighting, they're feeling hot, they're uncomfortable. She says, get me seated. Once you get her seated, she says, no, put me back to lay down. And then she lay down again, or lie down again. She lays down again, and then she says, no, get me back to sit again. And then I realized something came in my mind and said, no, your mother is busy fighting for her life. But it was that bad. So I took my phone, I texted my cousin, and that's the SMS I said. I said to her, my mother is not okay. I need help. So I'll try and get that message, and I'll try to place it here also. But yeah, that's what it. So my cousin calls, and then calls everybody in the family, and then my other cousin and my auntie said, it's fine. They'll make their way tomorrow to come to Oshorongo to come help me take care of my mom. So that was on Wednesday at 3, right? But then she was getting very bad. I went back home. I came back at 6 for another visiting time. So I thought, 6 o'clock when I got in the room, she was not okay. She was not okay at all. And then she even said, no, suddenly the nurses came in, and then they said, no, we have to excuse them out of the room. Because my mother was sharing a room with somebody else. They even moved that patient out of that room to go to a different room, but I didn't understand what is happening. That time she's not okay at all. Remember, she's normal, speaking like normal active as she was. So, and then they said we must excuse them. We went out of the room. It was me and my friend. So we went out of the room, and then later they said we can go in the room, only for us to come in, and she was on oxygen, like on breathing support. And then that time she's fighting to get off the bed, like with her leg. And then they put on these bucklers here, whatever they call it, be able to prevent her from falling off the bed. She fights at that time. And then I spoke to her. I'm like, Meme, don't leave us, no matter what it is. I know you are a fighter, I know you might be in pain, but it's not the right time to leave us. So you must hold on, you must soldier on and fight further, because I know you can do it. And then she's nodding her head like in agreement with it, like, yeah, I'm gonna fight. I'm like, please do not leave us. So the doctors called me and then they said, no, I want to talk to you guys. And I'm like, no, I'll bring my friend so you can talk to us both, because he tried speaking to me, but that time I don't understand. He was speaking like simple English, but I don't understand what he was referring to. So I told the doctor, I don't understand what you are saying, so let me call my friend to come sit with me so you can talk, because she'll be able to pass on the message to the rest of the family, because believe me, I don't hear what you're saying at the moment. But in that moment, before the doctor calls me, when I saw my mother's condition, I started crying, guys. I was in tears. I cried. That was at 6 o'clock. I cried and cried. And then doctor spoke to us, me and my friend. And then after that, and then he said, no. Remember, the visiting time is only from 6 to 7. So that was like already after 7. And then my friend, then doctor said, you don't have to go far, you must just stick around, because her condition is not well. Her heart has failed, so her lungs are not working and her kidneys are also not operating. So at this moment, don't go far, you must just stay around. We are not God, we can't tell you what it is, and we can't tell you how it's going to be, but you must just know that your mother is very sick and the condition is very, very critical. But now the doctor, one thing they said, since she came in the hospital on Saturday, her heart was not improving, like it failed, because they were under the assumption that she had heart condition, like as her, how do I say, like as a sickness, like for a long time. Then I told them, no, she never had any heart condition. So probably just from now that she's not, yeah, just recently. And they said, yeah, because since Saturday we observed, looking at her report, everything, her heart was not well. She was giving off this like giving off like somebody that have the heart condition vibes. And then yeah, and we spoke to the doctor. I stuck around until after 7, and then I went to my mother, and then I told her that, please, just know that you have us. We love you. Don't leave us. We need you. But I'll be back at 10 o'clock in the evening. And mind you, there's no visiting hours, so it's 10 o'clock. But I something in my mind just told me that no, just come back later. Don't come back, because the doctor was like, no, maybe 10 is too far. You can come back around 8, then 9. Then I'm like, no. I'm putting it in my mind, I'm gonna come back at 10 o'clock. And I tell my mother that no, I'm gonna come and see you at 10 o'clock. And she just nodded again, because that time she's not speaking any longer. So, and then I went back home, but I told my friend this time, because she also knows, she can see the situation. I told her that no, I'm unable to go sleep alone. Maybe you can come and sleep with me, because I'm not well. And we are coming back at 10 in the evening, so please, I'll need somebody by my side to come back, because that time I'm expecting anything. But I was just like, the only prayer I had was like, Lord, don't take her away now. Don't take her away now. But if I come back at 10 o'clock and what I find is not what I was expecting, so that is your will. Yeah, so I went back home, and then I came back 10 o'clock on the dot. We are in the hospital. I came to the nurses, hi, can you please go see her? And they were like, no, but this is not the visiting time. I'm like, no. We spoke to the doctor earlier, and they said we can go and see mom anytime since her condition is not well. And then the nurses were like, no, it's fine. We are quickly going in to go see her. And then, no, I forgot something. At 6 o'clock before I went back, when her condition was getting bad, I think she was busy because she was already gasping that time at 6. And then they said, no, excuse us. They came to inject her, the reviving injection. I think that's what maybe revived her then. But I'm surprised, because that was so long, within 6, 7, 8, 9, yeah. And then got back at 10 o'clock, and then I was allowed to go in the room with my friend, and then she was opening when I see Meme, and then she opened her eyes, and then I held her hands. Her hands were very, very, very freezing cold. But I'm like, no, why is her hands cold? But I don't know, something tell me that when somebody is dying, they get very cold. I don't know, I've never experienced it. It's just something that came to my mind. So, and then I said, okay, then my friend says, no, take your mother's jacket and cover her hands. Remember, she's most lying like unconscious, like, yeah. Then I said, okay, let me cover her hands. Then after I put the jersey to cover her hands, then I also put a blanket over, like we were just about to go sleep to say good night, and then I'll see her again tomorrow. And then something tells me that no, my mother said you must pray for her. So I said no, before I cover her hands, let me hold her hands. I held my friend's hand and then I held my mother's hand, one of the hand, and then I was holding her left hand because she was laying up on her tummy, and then I prayed. Just when I was about to go say good night to her. But before I prayed, I went like on the other side, at the head side, and then and then I kissed her in the forehead, and then I was like, Joy, fighter, keep on fighting, fight for that life, fight, you can make it. And then I held her hand, I held my friend's hand, and then I said a very, very short prayer. I remember the words, but the only words I remember very well were like, if it's your will for her to be healed, so she doesn't have to go like for her to be healed, because so that she can come back to us again to life. And I said, heal her, and please know that once you heal her, I will use her as a testimony. I will never stop praising the Lord. And that's one of the prayer I've prayed already in the past for some other stuff. And then I said, yeah, and then I also said, but if it's not your will for her to be healed, maybe I should change my prayer point as I was advised in the past. I said, Lord, please, please, I pray for my mother's salvation. I said in Jesus' name, while holding her hand, I said, Amen. My mother closed her eyes and breathed her last breath. It was only me in the room and my friend. But her eyes were not, yeah, they were closed, but they're not really properly closed. So something told me, leave her hand, she's no more breathing, go over and close her hands with eyes with your hands. And her mouth, remember she was on oxygen and she was gasping, like her mouth was opening. Then I came over, I closed her mouth, and then I told my friend, she's no more breathing. My friend said, no, she is. And I'm like, she's no longer breathing. And I said to her, you must stay in the room with my mother. I'm going to call the nurses. I went out. There was a nurse in the room opposite, and I'm like, sister, please come. She was like, no, I'm coming later. I'm like, no, come now because Meme is no more breathing. And the nurse was like, no, that is not possible. And I'm like, she's not breathing any longer. Just after we said a prayer, by the time I said amen, she stopped breathing. And then they came, they checked. She was really no longer breathing. So at that point, remember I prayed for strength already. God have already given me the strength. You've answered my prayer already. I'm not having any tears in my eyes. The strength I got that moment, beloved, the power that God have like over our lives. And I call him the God of deception. Like he can be deceiving. Like you will be going through like a valley, and then he will just suddenly bring the strength upon you. You don't know how you are coping and how you manage to do this, but that time there's no thoughts. I'm just like, it's a joke. Maybe cannot die. Cannot die. I told the nurses and my friend, I'm like, guys, I told my friend, take my phone, keep my phone for now. I'm going outside, I'll come back later. I went outside. I came back in again. They're still, I think they were busy removing the stuff, whatever that she was having on. And then I asked them, is there anything the doctor can do to bring my mother back? And they said, we are trying. They said, They said they are trying their best. And then I asked them, okay, is she still breathing? No one was answering me. And then I asked them, can I pack her clothes? When they said no, don't pack it, we'll pack it ourselves. And then I thought, okay. Then I went to the car. Sorry guys, sorry. I called my cousin who was in the car, and then I said, he must come. I just called him, like, no, come to the hospital, come here, something is, maybe he's not feeling well. And then he comes, and then I ask him, she's not breathing. You want to go have a look? And then he go in the room. He saw her. I told him, let's go. We went home. So when we got home, my phone is ringing, and I'm like, finally, maybe they revived her. Maybe she got back to life, because I have that stupid faith, that the faith that I have, it's yeah. And then, sorry, I don't have a tissue. And then they called me to say, no, you have to come back to the hospital. And I'm like, is she breathing? They said, no, you have to come cut out her beads. Because remember, we wear beads around our waist in our family, or in our culture. Then I came, they gave us a blade, me and my friend again, cut, pull, pack the beads, and then they put it in there. Went home to go sleep. Only in the night, okay, then I told my friend to call my family and inform them that Meme is no longer breathing, because I couldn't do it myself. So she did call them, and then she told them, no, Meme is no longer breathing. She stopped breathing at 8 minutes past 10 in the evening. So she called them, she informed them. I think she only called them maybe like 15 minutes, 20 minutes later, because I was like, no, we can't make calls now. What if she comes back to life? Yeah, and then one blunder I did at the hospital, they put them in those white bags with a zip. When somebody is deceased, they take off the clothes, they put them in that bag. That bag, they used to go put it in the mortuary. So I came after we removed the beads. I decided to close the zip where she was laying, where her remained, her body was, and then I zipped it over like to the core, and then the zip fell off. But yeah, that's a story for another day. So, and then I went to bed with my friend, and then only later in the evening I was like, no, she was telling me this and this, saying must take care of one another, go pick up the stuff here and there. So meaning she was busy telling me that she's going home forever to be with the angels, but I did not click that time what she was meaning, or what was this story all about. So yeah, guys, this video is actually gonna be very long. I think I'm gonna make a second part of this video. So yeah, and then she passed, and then I went to sleep. Only the next day we came back. My brother was early morning in Oshoarongo. And then we went to the hospital, and then I asked them if my brother could go see my mother, because he couldn't believe that Meme is no longer breathing. Went to the mortuary, they opened for us, we saw her, it was exactly her. And from there, I'm gonna come back with the second part of this video, because it's otherwise going to be very long. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and thank you so much for watching this video.